All right, guys, welcome back to Victoria Events with Caleb Shaw. It is Monday, October 17th. We are in the Chick-fil-A studios. We got a packed show, guys. Let's just jump right into this. We've got a new guest today. Really excited to have her on. Her phone call caught my eye when she left a voice message. And so, young lady, if you wouldn't mind, please introduce yourself and let them know who you are here with.
Absolutely. So my name is Tori Basaldua. I am the Advanced Planning Specialist. I'm with Rosewood Funeral Chapels. I also represent two other funeral homes in Victoria and Port Lavaca. So I am with Colonial Funeral Home and Richardson Colonial Funeral Home as well.
Outstanding. Last name. Say that one more time for me.
It's a full mouth, right?
No, but it was a cool name. I wanted to hear it one more time.
Basaldua.
What is that?
It's Spaniard.
That's pretty cool. I like that. I know that was not planned, but I like that question, and I just wanted to ask that. So
Yes.
you caught my eye, and I had this voicemail from you from some events, but
Yes.
you led with some humor, and it made me laugh, and it got my attention, and I thought you did a great job because I will safely say, you're the first funeral home to come on and to ask to do this,
Yeah.
and I was excited because, like I said, you hit me with some humor right out the gate, and it was
Yes.
good. And so, before we get into this event, because I think it's really awesome what you guys are doing. What is it that sets you all, Rosewood Colonial, kind of sets you guys apart, and kind of what's your role here in the community?
So our funeral home is the only funeral home here in town that is endorsed by the VA and the American Legion. So we actually work hand in hand with them for all of our families, all of our clients. We want to make sure if you're a veteran, no matter what rank, we're going to take care of that at that end time. They need to be, taken care of 1,000% before, during, and after. And we want to make sure families are aware, hey, you have this out here for your loved one. Let me make sure you know also, but that you do get those benefits. A lot of people get overwhelmed at that time, when you lose your loved one, you're going through so many emotions, but to have the end result be, oh, you know what, the VA is going to pay for this, and also the funeral home's going to help us get that benefit for us. So we pretty much take over for all of our veterans, and our role here in the community is not only to service those loved ones, but also take care of their living family members after, and that's where those veteran benefits come into play.
Yes, ma'am, and I know here in the Crossroads area, we're really blessed to have a lot of veterans. There's a lot of people that sign that dotted line and we're willing to go serve their country, and we're grateful for that. And the way we take care of those veterans will often ensure that we have a future set of veterans to go through. And so, again, as a veteran, that's something that I really appreciate, because a lot of times, heck, the veteran doesn't know what our benefits are, because they're changing all the time, and if the veteran themselves doesn't know, we can't hardly even expect the family to know. And then you add grief and everything else in there, and it's just a concoction for somebody saying, I need help, because it's not a good time, and so I saw that you guys were doing some of these seminars, and I really wanted to hear from you on this. So if you wouldn't mind, I know you got a couple dates coming up this week, tomorrow and Wednesday. What exactly do you have going on?
So Tuesday, tomorrow, we are going to have our day one of our seminar. That's going to be at 6 p.m. at Sky Restaurant. So what we do is we, get everyone in our event room. We briefly explain, what we're going to talk about. We are going to be talking about death, unfortunately, and planning ahead to make sure not only you know your wishes, but your family knows your wishes at that time. We do offer complimentary meal as well, so everyone sits back, enjoys the presentation. I have a very good speaker that is with me that does present all of those veteran benefits. And then they get a complimentary meal as well. They get to ask questions. It's an open discussion. There is a lot of myths that come with your burial benefits. The VA is going to pay for everything. And unfortunately, I wish that were true. So we have our presentation, we have our meal, and then we have an open discussion.
Well, I know, my grandmother, she wasn't a veteran, but when she passed, to this day, I'm still in awe of how ahead of the curve she was. We didn't have to, in our worst time when we lost our grandmother, who was like the bedrock, we didn't have to come up with anything, because her will had down to the songs she wanted at the funeral, the preacher, her burial site was taken care of, and it was one of the greatest gifts that she could give us. And I know that people don't like to talk about wills and funerals and all this, but I remember my grandmother giving us that gift of when we needed it the most. It was like one more time she reminded us, why their generation is the greatest. And she had all that stuff. And that's one of the things in our households that we've been trying to really do is get ahead of this curve and be adults and be responsible. And I know as a, you know, I did 7.5 years, and there's a lot of confusion on, well, what benefits do I get? Do I get any? You know, is it only for retired veterans? Or if somebody served 4 years, 7 years, what do they get benefits or do they not? You know, and so I know there's a ton of confusion there, and a lot of people will hear the initial, well, I don't want to go to a thing about funerals or all that. And I get it, but in the same breath, I would argue that there's, while it sounds a little weird on the front side, not weird, but different on the front side. I would just argue that is one of the best gifts that you can give your families. It is a gift. And it takes a while to see it that way. And you almost have to be on the wrong side and have, like, if my grandmother hadn't have done it the way she did, I wouldn't have known. But to see it done to that level, well, she set the bar. And now if I don't do that, like, I'm not even living up to what Mama did, you know? And so I really think this is awesome. And you know, as, let's say, 7.5 year veteran, I did not retire. I can come out there and still hear the whole pitch on everything, and I don't have to be a fully retired military veteran to come hear this.
As long as you were enlisted, you have honorable discharge.
Yes, ma'am.
We're going to present the information to you. So
Roger that.
Any veterans in town are always welcome. Any veteran, you know, that have neighbors, they want to bring their friends, more than welcome to. We don't really have a cap on it, but we do like to have RSVP just to get a head count. But we always tell, hey, bring a friend, bring your neighbor, bring your VFW guy friend that y'all just know y'all don't want to do this, but if y'all are together, it makes it a little easier to have your friend right there with you going, okay, we're both in this together. Let's see what it's about.
Did you get that note? I missed this. No, it makes total sense. And you know, so I think this is a good thing. Now, let's say I'm out of town or something and I can't make it by here. Can I give you guys a call or just stop in and introduce myself or set up an appointment and maybe come talk to you guys about, you know, kind of get this bill privately if needed?
Correct. So if our veterans and their spouses cannot make that, even the children of the veterans, if they can't make that as well, what I do is I will reach out to them to do a one-on-one and still offer a meal. Not only that, but be able to make sure they still get the information. We'll have these 2 sessions, so one tomorrow, one Wednesday. The one on Wednesday is at 12:30, but if they can't make those 2, we're going to have 3 more in November.
Where can they find this information, or how, if you know, if they don't catch the show or what have you, where can they go to find this, or how can they get in touch with you?
So they're more than welcome to call our office at Rosewood or Colonial, and that way we can get them the dates. Unfortunately, our website does not update that, so if they do go to rosewood.com or colonial.com, it won't be there. But Dignity Memorial, their own website, will have a area where you can put your name in, your phone number, and that way you can get a mailer, the RSV form in the mail, and send it and be able to RSVP that way.
Outstanding. Well, thank you so much for doing this. Thank you for coming on. You've been a real pleasure. Thank you. I look forward to hearing more about this, and thank you for helping veterans. That's a big deal, and I'm very grateful. Guys, let's take a quick break, and we'll be right back with our next guest.
Since 1932, Wallach & Volk has been closing mortgages and doing it the right way. The reason why the Volks opened up a bank at the height of the Great Depression was because the bank needed to be opened at the height of the Great Depression. And it was good for the community at that time. A lot of the banks were going under. In order to keep that community sound and stable, it was something that they did. I think that says something about who Wallach & Volk was 85 years ago. And the only way you get to continue to do it is if you consistently do it great. And we plan on doing this for another 85 years.
Welcome to Victoria Events with Caleb Shaw in the Chick-fil-A studios. Speaking of Chick-fil-A, add a kick to your fall routine and enjoy the seasonal spicy deluxe sandwich from Chick-fil-A. It's a spicy twist on the grilled chicken sandwich. And paired with the cilantro lime sauce, it's the perfect addition to your fall routine. It's available now, but only for a limited time. So excuse me while I order mine now on the Chick-fil-A app. All right, guys, we are back in the Chick-fil-A studios. Let's jump right into it. You've seen this guy before. He works hard all over town, does good things, but for the ones that don't know him, if you wouldn't mind, introduce yourself and let them know who you are here with, my friend.
Yeah, for sure. I'm Bud Mendez. I'm the membership manager over at Citizens HealthPlex, and I'm here today to talk about the 6th annual Citizens Medical Center Run Against Cancer.
6th annual, y'all are getting up there, man.
Yeah, we've been doing it for a while now. It's a very cool thing, and we're excited to bring it back every year. I'm not sure if too many people know, but we made the official move to October. It's going to be October from here on out. We started in February. Stuff happened. Now it's an October event. So every October we are hoping to bring back the Run Against Cancer.
That's outstanding. Some of the things I like about this is it's a different course, and
yeah.
So a lot of the 5Ks, Victoria will recycle courses and stuff like that. And so I like that this has, you guys are doing a half and a 5K down there at Deleon Plaza. So it'll be cool to run through downtown and get all that stuff. So let's back up and what exactly this is for the Run Against Cancer. Do the funds stay here local in Victoria?
They do, yeah. So all the money raised with this event stays and goes right back to Citizens Medical Center to help, improve the care for cancer patients here in the Crossroads area. So in years past, we've bought infusion chairs, we've bought stuff specific for cancer care here in our area.
And what's really cool about this is you guys get a great turnout of what's the word I'm looking for? Runners that want to compete, competitive runners and high-level runners. And then you also have the ones that, hey, I just want to get off the couch today, come out and enjoy a walk through downtown. And you don't have to sign up for the half marathon to do that. You can do the 5K and go out and walk it with your friends.
Yes, that is very true. And what's exciting about this year is this is the first year in a couple of years that we're bringing back the actual certified half course.
So what does that mean for
that means
laymen?
that it is a certified foreshore half marathon that you can use as like a qualifier for other events in other cities, states.
Oh, I see what you're talking about.
So
okay.
It's the official certified course for the half. So it's going to start in Deleon Plaza. It goes all through the park, through Old Victoria, and then goes back to Deleon Plaza, ends right at the square.
Is a half 13.1 miles?
A half is 13.1. Yeah.
Whew, yeah. I've never done a full. Actually, I have. I've done one full and two halves. And
very good.
About that 11th mile, man, my hips start feeling those miles. I'll probably stick to the 5K this go around.
I don't blame you. And this year, actually, it was a hit the past couple of years that we did it. We actually brought back the relay for the half.
So that's cool.
Yeah, so we have, and I don't have one of those awards today with me, but we do have relays. So teams of two can split the half. You can split it right down the middle. You can split it 10 miles, 3 miles.
So if I wanted it, we were a team, and I could have you do the 10, and I could, hey man, I got the 5K, you do the 10. I like that, brother.
It's pretty cool. And the awards for the half, I wish I would have brought one with me, but they're these cool batons. They're actually pretty cool.
I'm going to set my wife up. Babe, I signed us up for this relay. You have to do 12 miles, and I got the 0.1 right here at the end, or whatever, the 1.1. But no, I think that's really good, and this is a big fundraiser for you guys, and it's always a good turnout, and we want to even try to beat that.
We do, yeah. So we're hoping to get those numbers up.
How can people, where's the best place if they want to get registered for this? Where can they do so?
Okay, so we do have registration open on active.com.
Okay.
You can just search Citizens Medical Center, Run Against Cancer there. But also this week we do have in-person registration at the HealthPlex. So we have the paper forms. You can do credit card, check, cash, anything right there at the gym and just take care of it right there.
What if, say, I got a bum leg or something, but I want to help out or something? Do you guys need any volunteers or anything like that? Or are you pretty stocked?
We're pretty set with volunteers, but if you want to go set up a chair and just cheer people on, we are always open to have people do that for us. Keep Deleon Plaza pretty packed for the people that finish the half. It is kind of a long event. And the 5K
it really is.
Yeah.
When you come in on that 13 miles, it helps when there's people there cheering and along the way. It really empowers runners when they're out there and people are cheering for them. It sets a cool tone.
So we open up the plaza and hope that we can get as many people there just to cheer, keep people motivated going.
Yeah, downtown seems perfect for that too. People running around there and everybody cheering. That seems like the perfect spot for that. What am I forgetting to tell them about this, man? I feel like I'm forgetting something, but this is just an awesome deal.
Yeah, no, so we'll have packet pickup at the gym. Okay. We're going to try to spread it out over 2 days, at least Thursday and Friday. So the packets will be available at the HealthPlex starting on Thursday.
What's our last day to register?
Last day to register is going to be Friday.
Okay.
Friday night,
so all the way up to the night before. Awesome.
And we will have registration open at the gym. I think it may close on active Thursday night, but Friday you can do paper registrations in person.
If I am the world's worst procrastinator, I'm not admitting to that, but let's just assume, and I just show up late that morning. Is it too late?
It is not too late.
Okay.
We'd be able to
I'm not telling people to do that.
No.
Get out in front of it. But if they're procrastinators.
We could make it happen.
Roger that.
Yeah.
And so Last thing, let's say I'm out of town and I just think this is great. You guys are raising funds, it stays local, but I can't run because I'm out of town.
Okay.
Can I make a donation to you guys, or
you
can you accept anything like that?
Yeah, so you can donate through Active. You can also just go to the gym and you can register for the event and get the cool shirt, get all of that stuff. Even if you don't pick it up, we'll mail it to you if you're out of town. So yeah, we'll definitely take donations.
Outstanding, man. Well, brother, I appreciate you doing this. I think this is a really cool race. Congratulations on your 6th annual one. You know,
thank you.
Given the last couple of years, it's hard to pull off annual events, and things are all over the place. So I appreciate you rolling with the punches and giving people a reason to go outside and get out there and giving downtown some activity and stuff to do. I think it's awesome, man. And so, brother, I appreciate it, and we'll see you hopefully for the 7th annual one. And
we hope so.
I'll go out there maybe and give you guys a run for your money. No, I'm just kidding. I'm terrible, man. I'm so slow. But let's take a quick break for our sponsors, and we'll be right back.
I'm David Murphy with Chick-fil-A Victoria. Chick-fil-A made its debut in Victoria, Texas way back in 1980 with our first restaurant in Victoria Mall. 20 years later, our first freestanding location opened at Whispering Creek. Fast forward another 20 years and our licensed location opened inside the UHV University Commons. Next is our biggest endeavor yet, a massive new restaurant taking up an entire city block on Rio Grande. When it opens, we will have grown our Chick-fil-A Victoria family from 20 team members back in 1980 to more than 250 dedicated and caring people who are proud to serve our guests and community by building lasting relationships and creating unforgettable experiences. It is our pleasure to serve you, Victoria.
Guys, we are back with our last guest. She's one of my favorites. You know her, you see her, but she's always wearing a different hat when she comes on. So for this week, you are here, Miss Allison Lacey, to talk about
the Victoria Preservation Inc., or as I call it, the Preservation Society's annual cemetery tour.
This is a cool thing. I really like this one, and I think this is really cool. And so I'm going to shut up and let you tell me all about it so I don't just ramble.
Okay, so October 28th and 29th is our annual cemetery tour. It's in Evergreen Cemetery, and this is a really, really neat event because what we do is we take several of our historical people that have, that are basically buried in the cemetery, and a couple of the board members and volunteers will get dressed up as those characters, and you'll go on a tour of the cemetery and from basically grave to grave, and then that character, that person will give you a little rundown of their life and what they did and who they are and so on and so forth. So you kind of get to know some of the historical figures of Victoria that you maybe never heard of, or some of them you have. In character, doing their thing. It's at night.
I don't know why that gives me goosebumps. I think it's like the coolest thing because we used to ride our bikes to go downtown and by the cemetery, and we would get out, and I'm always fascinated by history, and I like to get out and walk and try to find the oldest headstones and just history. It's one of those things that just it really gets my attention. And then when I heard that you all do this, what a cool way to kind of bring old and new together. And because these actors go all in on this, and they really know their stuff. They're really in character, and they, for lack of better terms, they bring these people back to life, and they put a personal touch to it, and like those worlds just come together. And sorry, I said I would let you talk, and here I go. But it's a really cool.
It is a cool
shocker
thing.
I'm doing that, but yeah. Go, your turn.
So, like, for example, the house that I live in is the Ida Fromme house. And so back in 2019, they asked us to be part of the tour. And so we dressed up in period clothing, and then I was Ida, and then Jeb was her brother. We had a little skit, and we had, all the history that we researched and all of the kind of quirky things about her life. And we literally live in her home. And it was such a neat experience, and it brings a piece of Victoria. It's not spooky, it's not scary, it's lit. It's
yeah, this isn't
it's
a
not
haunted tour.
A haunted tour. It's a historical tour.
Right.
And so it's a really neat way to get people involved in the history of our community that they might not realize what these people did and the accomplishments that they had when they were alive 100 years ago or whatever it is. So yeah, you all should go. It's fun.
And to keep that personal touch, you know, I'll use my neighbor, my elderly neighbor before she passed. I went out one day because she backed into a buddy of mine's car on her way to church on Sunday. And she told us after, she's like, I still had to go to church. And she came and told us after church that she did it. But I sat down with her one day and she told me where the bricks on the house came from on this house. They came from a Catholic church in the 1920s. And there was just all this history that had she not told me on that porch, could have been just lost with her. Right. But it was so special. And then you see those old dates, and these are people that helped form these communities and really, you know, when Victoria was not much, made it something, and when it was just a whole another time period, you know. And so I just think that it's so fascinating that we, anyway, I'm a nerd for this stuff.
Oh,
like,
I am
total
too.
nerd.
Have you met my husband? Because you know he's a nerd about it.
That's why we get along.
Yeah.
Like, him and I, like, we're like the same dudes.
No,
like,
I know,
it's really
yeah.
funny, you know. And no, what am I forgetting to tell us about it? It's not scary.
It's
I can
not
take
scary.
Truman to it.
Yeah, you can take him to it. Wear comfy shoes because it's a lot of walking. But I want to give you like an example, which I have right here on my handy dandy phone.
Talk to me.
So, for example, one of the characters that you're going to see this year, and I don't want to spoil all of the surprises that we have, is Shelley Jordan, or as it's actually pronounced, is Jordan, and nobody knows that. So her husband was Ben Jordan, but that's not the correct pronunciation.
Say it one more time.
Jordan.
Like G-E-R-D-E-N would
like
be like
J-U-R-D-I-N.
Jordan. Okay,
Yes,
Jordan. What is that? Is that like
that
German
is,
or
I don't,
something?
I'm not sure what that is.
Jordan. Anyway, I'm
I
sorry.
don't know. Don't ask me.
I don't either, but it's still cool.
But you can come and find
so
out.
everybody in town has been saying Ben Jordan wrong.
Wrong, yes.
Outstanding.
Because
Good
that's
to know.
how we spelled it, but it's pronounced very differently. And so that'll be one of the characters that you get to hear about her and her husband, who was eventually a mayor of Victoria for a very long time. And just kind of those cool, quirky things that we don't know.
Yeah.
And so we have some surprises in store that, you know, that will get people interested. But I mean, it's a great way to get involved and to learn about and once you start hearing about the neat pieces of history, you get more interested and more interested. And
Absolutely.
that's how we get people involved. And so, you know, us as the VPI are always looking for volunteers and board members, and, you know, this is a way to get kind of the word out there, what we do and how much history our city has that a lot of people don't realize. And then that's how we preserve it and we save it and we carry it for the next generation.
If we don't do these things, it's lost.
Right,
and so,
exactly.
Outstanding. Well, how can people follow this if they have questions, if they want to see tell me all the rundown on that good stuff.
Well, you can go to either to the VPI Facebook page, which will have all the information on it, or you can go to our website, which will also have the information. Tickets are $25, and that gets you can go either night. And it's at 6:45.
Is it the same deal both, like?
Same exact thing, both nights, yes.
So if you can make one, you don't have to try to make both nights to catch everything.
Yeah, it's both.
Okay.
I don't know what the weather's going to be like. Normally it's fine. The year
Hot.
the
If I
year
had
we
to
did
guess.
it was freezing. I mean, like
I'll take it.
freezing.
I'll take it.
But usually
I'll
it's
take
warm
it.
and it's fine. So yeah, just dress comfy, wear comfy shoes. It takes, you know, a couple of hours maybe to get through, depending on how quickly everyone's moving. And it's a really fun time.
Got it. Let's see, we got how to find it.
Date,
Do you need
time,
volunteers?
Yes, we
Yes,
do need
okay.
volunteers. As a matter of fact, thank you for asking
Yes.
that. We do need volunteers as our tour guides. And so if you're interested in doing that, you can go to the website or you can call Jeff Wright. He is the director of the Society or the Preservation Inc. And they will hook you up with volunteer information.
Gotcha. I always like to ask if somebody can't make it for whatever reason, but they think this is totally cool what you guys are doing and they want to make a donation, can they do that as well? Do y'all take donations and stuff?
I mean, we're always happy to take donations.
I figured as much. I just thought I would ask, you know. And so, yeah. And if not, send them my way. I'll, you know.
Yeah,
we'll
I mean,
take it,
or you know, we're trying to really recruit for membership for the group right now, and so we're trying to pull in lots of new people and get them involved, and so you can become a member of VPI as well. And that'll get you, access to all of these events that we have. And so, yeah, if you want to make a donation,
you will take it. Outstanding. Well, this is October 28th, 29th, Friday and Saturday. Starts at 6:45. The Evergreen, what is your word right there? Elegy?
Elegy.
Evergreen
Elegy is
all right.
the name, yes.
22. Look at me not showing my culture. 2022 Cemetery. I think this is awesome. Victoria Preservation Inc. Anything I'm forgetting?
No, I think that about covers it.
Well, wonderful job. This is such a cool event. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in to the Chick-fil-A studios here. We're very happy with this. It looks great. Thank you, Chick-fil-A. Guys, make sure you check out all of our sponsors, all of our people that come on today. Support their events, back them. They're here trying to give back to you, give back to them, show up. Plus, this is just cool stuff. So, guys, have fun with it. Anything else, Miss Allison?
That's it.
We will see you at the next one. Thanks so much for tuning in to Victoria Events with Caleb Shaw. Make sure you comment down below, like the post, share the post. It really helps the algorithm. If you haven't done so already, make sure you follow our page. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any episodes. And if you have an event coming on you want featured on Victoria Events, shoot us a message. We'd love to help you get the word out there. Lastly, make sure you support our sponsors. We could not do this show without them, so we're very grateful. Thanks so much, Victoria, and we'll see you at the next one.